Ethiopian culture: the role of culture on learning for English language learners. Considering Ethiopian culture in an English language environment. Some background on language. The primary language of Ethiopian academic instruction is Amharic, though English is mostly spoken in secondary educational settings, with Amharic being the language of primary school instruction, though different local languages are spoken at home. Social norms of language dictate that soft tones are preferred over loud voices, though use of exaggeration for emphasis to make a point is often used. Communication is courteous and not rushed. Adults should be greeted before children. Some background on socialization. Extended family is the focus of the social system. Family honor is important and family needs are put before all else. Religion plays a major role in Ethiopian life, with Christianity, ancient Judaism, and Muslim practices comprising the multicultural and multi-ethnic makeup of the society. Cultural and social variations exist from tribe to tribe and region to region. The culture of children. Children of Ethiopia can face poverty, malnutrition, discrimination due to circumstance, child labor, orphanhood, and even more severe circumstances. Child labor is common and often must be chosen over education. For children aged 7 to 16 years old, school is mandatory but not free. Many may only dream of learning to read and write in school. Education is expensive, and for those who can pay the price to attend, classrooms are overcrowded. Many organizations are investing in girls' education deficit to balance education inequality. Considering an English language environment for English learners in the Ethiopian culture. Culture on learning. Considerations. In Ethiopia, low school attendance and academic performance for those able to attend school is unsettling, so regular school attendance for immigrated Ethiopian English learners is a challenge and not surprising. However, the value of education is recognized among the Ethiopian population. Sporadic school attendance may be misinterpreted as indifference to school. However, it may be attributed to the challenges of English learning or the need and custom for children to help with family business. The difference in role expectation between boys and girls make it more challenging for students to learn in an American setting where the division of roles is not the same. Further considerations. Ethiopian children learn in Amharic and their local tribe language in their early years. Before they are teenagers, instruction is delivered in English. Depending on the age of a student when immigrated and the results of their English language proficiency assessment, instructional needs could be quite different to access success in the 4 literacy domains. Behaviors might be misinterpreted regarding the cultural differences between me and my students. Those children who are accustomed to working instead of attending school with little classroom experience may find the expectations of a classroom setting challenging. Cultural aspects that might make it more challenging for students to learn in the 4 literacy domains are the general lack of school attendance and thus attentiveness to procedures and work of the classroom. Stamina in the classroom could be an issue. Culture on learning implications. My teaching style is to create a structured and predictable space that is also flexible as needed. This supports learners from this culture by giving them consistency, yet the flexibility to respond to what may benefit these particular English learners best. Differentiation of assignments, seating flexibility, and classroom structure provide choice. which can lead to comfort for many learners. I can adapt my instructional style to address cultural differences by focusing on who I am teaching over what I am teaching, by relating the relationship side of teaching English learners to sharing of books relevant to student culture, or implementing writing activities in the narrative, informational, or opinion writing genre. Learning is a social process that requires teachers to intentionally design learning opportunities that integrate reading, writing, speaking, and listening with the practices of each discipline. My research findings will shift my instructional practices to better support these English learners by consciously and intentionally helping students link oral language to the system of written language, no matter their age of immigration. Research shows that oral language proficiency and literacy skills develop in tandem, and what children learn prior to the onset of formal schooling through listening and speaking contributes to the emerging reading and writing skills, and to later written language performance. Vocabulary is related to early literacy in various ways. Immigrants from Ethiopia come from a predominantly oral language tradition, so will desperately need explicit instruction to build off their oral tradition into a successful, literate life. Cultural learning recommendations. To support students in the classroom with an Ethiopian cultural background, teachers should provide a stable, predictable environment with consistent routines and schedules posted. In addition to an English language proficiency assessment, instruction in phonological awareness and vocabulary should begin immediately, followed by instruction in sentence structure and writing content. An easy segue to writing would be to build on the oral tradition of storytelling that is so important in the Ethiopian culture. Socialization can be supported in the classroom by providing icebreaker and other interactive games, facilitating opportunities for students to share about themselves, by teachers asking about family and interests outside of school, and by building trust and relationship by sharing, listening, and noticing. One key principle for English learner instruction, as stated in the English Learner Toolkit published by National Center for English Language Acquisition, is the expectation that English learners' home language and culture are regarded as assets and are used by the teacher in bridging prior knowledge to new knowledge and in making content meaningful and comprehensible. Further recommendations. Specific, very basic literacy strategies that could work are creating language-rich environments where students are immersed in language. Recommendations for print, such as labeling items around the room, word walls, maps, and diagrams, and keeping a classroom library with varied book genres, diverse origins, and difficulty levels. Some recommendations for oral language development are to provide opportunities for partner work and peer interaction that will assist in the development of vocabulary, comprehension, and social skills, and connect content to culture. Another recommendation is to be cautious about being too quick to refer these students for a learning disability. Be patient about their print language acquisition. Conclusion. With Ethiopian culture being vastly different from that of a modern Western society, special consideration of the social structure, poverty, and oral language tradition of children immigrating from Ethiopia should be given. While oral storytelling tradition is rich in Ethiopian culture, literacy instruction is sporadic and limited. As educators create respectful learning environments for Ethiopian immigrants to America, immediate attention to their needs in print awareness, phonological awareness, phonics, and vocabulary will be necessary for their academic and social success.